through all legal means, we will make sure that you don't touch our people.
That's him right here running. And then he comes up to me and then punches me.
Where is he? That's not him. That's not even him.
Bro, don't lie. He punched me in the face.
Yo, Rebel News, we'll do your stuff.
They keep changing which one. Oh, the wrong one. Whoa.
Wow, a lot to unpack there, eh, Sheila? I mean, don't you pine for the good old days when Montrealers would riot, like back in 1955 when their star player Rocket Richard was suspended? Now, those were riots I could get my head around and understand. But it's kind of like a scene imported from the Middle East right into Quebec's largest city. And it seems that, as far as I could tell, it looked like a bizarre and somewhat violent version of Capture the Flag. The Israeli supporters would run and try to grab the Palestinian flags and vice versa. A whole lot of sound and fury signifying nothing, as the Shakespearean quote goes. But I don't understand the vicious assault that was a complete and utter sucker punch on Mocha. And then what makes things worse, and thank goodness we live in a day and age of cameras, because the camera does not lie. Yeah. That business, you saw the spin, didn't you, Sheila? Well, they're using, and I assume they were including Mocha as part of a knife. Well, here's a cell phone, folks. I know it fits in a hand. Doesn't really look like a knife to me. And then they said he was doing it in self-defense. And it didn't look like the police were that interested anyways, because when you have violent protesters in Montreal and the Montreal police in Montreal, it reminds me of, Sheila, the tagline for Aliens versus Predator: no matter who wins, we lose, right? But what do you make of that chicanery that we saw unfold last weekend?
What's really irked me is, even though this is on camera and we've got a couple different angles here, the conspiracy theories about Mocha. I've been a victim of these conspiracy theories myself, from the feminists who said that I asked for it when I was punched at the Women's March for simply asking questions. They're saying Mocha started it. Mocha is standing apart from everybody else, up against the railing of that little bridge or like pedestrian overpass or whatever it is. He's not standing near anybody else. Then the liars say that Mocha had a knife. Where? He's got his hands on his camera. How is he brandishing a knife while recording somebody punching him in the face? And it's an uppercut. Then I saw somebody online say Mocha was waving a Palestinian flag. I saw somebody say that and absolutely insist that Mocha was waving a Palestinian flag. Look, he's not. We sent him there to work. Yeah. But secondarily, and I say this as someone who is staunchly pro-Israel, if you're waving a Palestinian flag, that's not worthy of getting punched in the face. Where do they comport? Even if he were, and he wasn't, but if anybody was, that doesn't necessitate them being punched in the face like that. And my problem with all of this is, well, besides the cops doing absolutely nothing, even though he's punched in the face on camera, and then the lies and lies and lies after the fact. I think my problem is the lies. Yeah. Because I appreciate the cause. I'm pro-Israel myself. But if you're in the pro-Israel movement and you saw this happen, you can't be lying for these people. No. You have to purge the violent wackadoos from your movement, because they serve to discredit it and alienate people. And if you're one of those people who actively lied for this person and tried to hide him from, getting a little bit of justice and preventing Mocha from getting the justice he's rightly deserved, shame on you. Yeah. Just shame on you. You and I cover conservative protests all the time, and there's always a fringe wackadoo there. But by and large, the majority of people don't give them any credence. They just go about their business. And surely if they acted up, did something, assaulted someone, it's my hope that they would do the right thing. I didn't see the right thing happening there. And I think that's the part that really, really bothers me here. And those cops, instead of treating those Israeli supporters as though, just why don't you just pretend like they're Orthodox Jews trying to go to synagogue and arrest them?
Oh, good
instead
point.
of just listening to the lies.
Yeah. Sheila, I echo everything you just said. That person who threw the sucker punch and his friends disgrace themselves. And, they
don't do their movement any favors at all.
100%. And this could have been at least tempered down a few degrees if the guy said, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry. In the heat of the moment, I threw a punch at clearly someone who wasn't part of the opposite camp," as though you should be throwing punches anyways. We shouldn't be having violent protests. We should be arguing with ideas and thoughts and concepts, not, knuckle sandwiches. But the fact that they not only lied about it, but created a complete fabrication. It was self-defense. He had a knife. Now you're telling me somebody's weighing in that he was waving a flag. It just absolute nonsense. And by the way, you said you're pro-Israel, as am I, Sheila, 100%. And I want people to know, and I think I speak for you, but I'm being consistent, even in Toronto at that disgraceful hate fest that erupted at Nathan Phillips Square. I am not against that. If you want to come out and, show your love to Hamas, hey, fine. I am pretty much a freedom of speech absolutist. It's just that, as we discussed the other day, Sheila, when you're an anti-lockdown protester and you are arrested and kicked off the squares, both Nathan Phillips Square and Yonge Dundas Square, why the double standard? Why pro-Hamas is okay? Pro-Tamil Tiger demonstrators back in February at Yonge Dundas Square, another place that it is anti-lockdown city for the for those demonstrators. And I think it's maybe that you can't, in Canada right now, the rules, because I asked the cops for one after another, what are the rules? And they all said can't comment.
Yeah.
So I think maybe my interpretation, Sheila, is that we're in a Canada right now where you can't go to the public square and protest the domestic government, be it the city, the country, the province. But if you're protesting the actions of foreign governments abroad, well, that's okay. But that's not okay. Free speech and freedom of assembly and freedom of the press, for that matter, because this is the same Nathan Phillips Square, of course, where we were threatened with trespass last summer by a bunch of thugs called Afro-Indigenous Rising because our presence there filming was triggering these snowflakes. No, sorry, if they're triggered into violence, that's their problem, and you as law enforcement, be it City Hall security or the Toronto Police Service, you take care of the people throwing punches, not running film. It is so disgraceful, the hypocrisy and the double standard, Sheila. I'm hopeful there's going to be a swing of the pendulum back to normalcy in the weeks and months ahead.
That brings me to a story that unfolded here in Alberta with an NDP MLA being careful what he wishes for because he just might get it, and he did. But just staying with Mocha for a second, I guess the moral of this story is I don't care who you are. I don't care what your cause is. I don't care if I wholeheartedly agree with you on literally everything. You touch one of our people, and we will scorch the earth under your feet and then salt the earth so that nothing ever grows there again.
Yep.
You're going to get what's coming to you, whatever it takes. Through all legal means, we will make sure that you don't touch our people. Oh, hi, friends. What you just saw there is a clip from our Rebel News daily live stream show. It's fun, it's fast, and it's completely unscripted, so you never really know what you're going to get. Just go to rebelnews.com/livestream